Welcome to White Tree Tarot. Today I'm doing my very first impressions review flip-through video, and it will be about Memento Mori, Lenormand and Oracle deck. This is the most recent deck by Goodchild. She's also the author of Antique Anatomy, Tarot, Oracle of Oddities, and several other oracles. Pre-order for the second print run of this Memento Mori deck is available on her website right now. There are 85, quite a lot of cards in the deck, and first 36 cards can be used as a Lenormand deck. Deck came in a linen bag, just a simple linen bag, with a separate guidebook. Small separate guidebook. I watched through several other unboxing videos, and I know that my tarot colleagues got also sets with extra stickers and stamped bags. None of that was in my set, but maybe if you are in Europe, you get some economy version. So, actually, there is a free space in this tag box, so probably initially this guidebook was planned to be put in the box, but then something changed. Guidebook gives just, I don't know how good can you see that, but gives just a couple of keywords for each card, and all those keywords seem to go well with the picture, but they can be dissimilar in meanings as such between themselves. So context and also intuition will be very important when working with this deck. And author also encourages us to create our own meanings. And if you can see here, there is a separate section with Lenormand Meanings. So if you are doing Lenormand readings with this deck, you can choose, would you like to use just those Lenormand standard meanings, or you can add meanings for those cards from the Oracle section. Okay, let's go to the cards. Visually, this deck is let's say less colorful than Antique Anatomy Tarot, for example. Flowers on the cards are just green, black, white, maybe some tiny splashes of yellow on some of the cards. So overall impression is muted and grey, which goes well with the name of the deck, and also with its subtitle. And subtitle says an artistic and some symbolic reminder of the inevitability of death. Sorry, it wasn't easy to pronounce. Here are the backs. So again, Memento Mori theme. Spoiler alert, I will be going through and showing you all the cards. So if you are planning on ordering this deck and you would like to have some surprises, you can skip some random parts. So Lenormand cards come first. Some cards have their name changed if we compare to the standard Lenormand deck. For example, Rider here is Horseshoe. Again, the depiction is Memento Mori style, even if let's say the main part is standard Lenormand. Wheel is for a ship card. This grave card is House in traditional Lenormand. This is very interesting card. Gallows as a tree card. Clouds as a smoke, but you still can guess which side is more dark, which side is more light. Not so different coffin card, it's just called casket. Again, quite an interesting representation of the bouquet. Just adorable birds card. How cute is that? Bat. We have just the skulls for fox and bear cards. Stars and also sun and moon cards are, let's say, in the same stylistic. So here we have stars. Stork is replaced by raven. Gorgeous card. Again, just the skull for the dog, but this time it's on pedestal. Seems quite logic with this deck theme. Garden is cemetery. I just like those vacant and occupied signs. Obelisk is mountain. Rats as mice. Such a beautiful ring card. Just some quick side note regarding the letter card. If you pay closer attention to the text of the letter, you can find that this is a letter written by Dr. Seward from Bram Stoker's Dracula to another character from Dracula to Arthur Holmwood regarding coming of Dr. Van Helsing. So this again, nice touch to this Memento Mori themed deck. Again, quite logically, man and woman card are represented by skeletons. Both lilies and before that the clover is not just the plant itself, but somehow connected to the, let's say, inner organs or bones of the human. That was what I was mentioning before, sun card, a bit similar to the star card before. And the moon card. Key. So this is the last card of Lenormand section. In this deck, there are, let's say, more everyday objects depicted, like, for example, salt, for purifying, for clearing, for magical protection. It's an everyday object, but still you don't see it very often in Oracle decks. So yeah, more, let's say, everyday objects, like perfume, which you again don't see often in Oracle decks. Perfume is for fond memory, comforting presence, and attracting a mate. Author says that this deck has strong personality, and it really feels like that. She also suggests some tips in her newsletter regarding how to work with this deck better. For example, cleans often. You should clean this deck often. Cleanse. No, not clean, cleanse, sorry. Because this deck was designed to travel between worlds, and it can hold on a lot of energy, so it prefers cleaning often, and better to clean it with sound, not, for example, smoke. Not so usual cards as I won't even try to pronounce that name, but as far as I understand, it's divination with tea leaves. To woke up this deck, you should knock 3 times on its back. Again, one everyday object. This is for hot gossip, for sensitive information. And again, when I mentioned about those dissimilar meanings, this is for gossip, for secrets told, but also for healing remedy and just for the afternoon. So you have to decide, you have to feel, or you have to just go with which first comes into your mind. Author says that this deck tolerates being paired with the Antique Anatomy Tarot, but it isn't keen on sharing the spotlight. So it loves to be on its own. And it adores offerings. One of the most unusual cards, I would say, Plague Doctor. I had my own ideas when I first saw this card. In the guidebook, it says that this could relate to chronic illness, but also to a caretaker, healer, and also for safety precautions. I would say that this safety precautions maybe is the first thing that comes into my mind, just because this mask with this big nose is the most prominent sign of a plague doctor, and it was used those times when plague was an active illness. This was used to protect the doctor or caretaker. At the first glance, it seems that deck consists more of neutral or negative cards, but I feel like mostly it is up for the reader to decide how to approach those cards and their meanings. Not just the bell, Mort bell. And yes, I didn't mention it before, but you will have to learn the Roman numerals to understand what number is on the card. So L is 50, X, as we know, is 10, and then it's 5111. So this is 68. Gorgeous charm, isn't it? Again, one very, very, very unusual item to see on the card. Number 17, Embalming Fluid, and this is this as a meaning goes for preserving something, holding on to something, and also keep traditions going. So again, goes very well with the idea, with the picture of the card. One more of the untraditional cards, the viewing table, which represents being on display, being on the spotlight, and also awake, like when you hold the vigil beside someone who has died. Also quiet gathering. An everyday object, which you don't see often, glove. That was for interesting meanings, actually, about not getting your hands dirty, about conceal, about disguise, and also about handling with care. So here again, you have to go with your intuition or with your first idea. Tear catcher, about mourning, holding on to some trauma, or about time to move on. oops, amputation saw. I have had this deck for just a couple of days, so I won't be able to give you a lot of feedback, but one is clear that this is really a deck which requires extra attention to understand its language. Final card, Memento Mori. So, as also author pointed out, respect, care, and regular use is really important when working with this deck. I hope you got some insight about what this deck is all about. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sitting with me here, and as always, have a very nice day.